Guys, I'm so sorry. She was worth more to Eranor than me. Wasn't an even trade.
Welcome to a wireless D&D session.
But we have to rally. We have to do this together.
I'm pretty sure Ivan gave up his memory of this place to some guy in a shady alley in the Isle of Mage. Yeah, he doesn't remember this place anymore.
All right, everybody, back up.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, that would be fun if I don't remember anything when he needs me during this time."
That is 100% correct.
I know a guy.
Welcome to another episode of aD&D Wireless. Adventure is calling. My name is Jeff. They call me Jay. I am your DM. I said a lot of stuff about Caroline and Eva. We miss you. You can go back and Jeff will share that at some point.
No, it didn't get recorded.
Oh, gosh. Caroline. I'm not going to say it again. We hope you come back. No. Going
No.
alphabetically around this first day about our new normal cast we have.
Chris Zogluck. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Aaron.
Oh, boy.
Aaron has been.
I'm not used to Aaron being here this early. Chris Zogluck.
Shots fired early.
Doug is Ivan.
Jeff, Sigmund, Whiskey Dollar, Linetti.
Melissa Scarlet.
It's always interesting to see who's going to get the claps and who's not.
And Mike is Bilar before Jeffrey cuts me out this
I'm
intro.
so sorry. Gosh, this thing was
I had to
butchered.
stand up for myself.
All right,
even get
let's
a
run
word.
it back. Let's run it back. Try number three.
Start the recording over.
Start it over. All right. It's been a couple weeks.
But hasn't.
But if you can't tell, we're a little rusty, a little giddy. We're happy to be here. Where last we left off, our party had finally defeated the Arch Mage, or the copy of the Arch Mage being controlled and influenced by Vecna. They were then interrupted by a djinn or genie who had come to claim what was his, that being either Ugluk or Eva. And before that, he realized they had the Book of Vile Deeds, and the party was able to kind of search through it and find a list of names that had some prominent people they knew. It had the djinn's name, had a couple of leaders or well-known figures within the realm of Eranor. It also had Sigmund's name in it, and the djinn basically let them try and save Sigmund's life and hope that they would weaken Vecna somehow, or at least find a way to loosen their hold or his hold on him. The party then delved into a ritual, a little bit against their will, as Scarlet tried to one last time to save Sigmund without having to do anything negative, that negatively affected him, and brought her blade down on the Book of Vile Deeds, only to look up and find her blade then protruding from Sigmund's chest. Sigmund's dying words, saying that he was basically sorry for everything and sorry to everyone. And as he passed, the group gathered around and entered the ring to try and save his soul and bring him back to life. It was there that they essentially had to sacrifice bits of themselves, weighing against Sigmund's soul. Meanwhile, Sigmund got another chance to interact with his long-deceased father. This time, unlike the last, his father did not apologize, did not beg. His father was quite angry and bitter, as you can expect for a soul or a shadow of soul being in this place. It was Sigmund's turn to apologize and come to the table with a bit more understanding. And as he did so, and as the team gave some of bits of them in order to save their friend or colleague or person they don't really like, I'm not sure, Eva decided to jump in and save all those who had given bits of themselves and give away her magic. And with that, and with all of the other sacrifices, Sigmund was saved by the power of love, or something very similar. And he was brought back to life, fully whole, fully healed, hair, fingers, and all. He sat up, and as he sat up, the djinn immediately basically appeared right behind Ugluck and was about to take him when Eva sacrificed herself. He then wrapped his arms around her and disappeared, leaving behind the ring and the crown clattering to the floor. The group sat in silence as Jonas and the rest of the lost ones, the children in the void, run up the stairs and bound through the door, and Jonas says, "We're ready to go home." And it is there that the group starts and the night starts. What do you guys do? Sorry, one more thing. Sorry about that. I should mention that the original Arch Mage, Thaldrum, is still out and about and has been kind of lurking and hanging around on the outskirts. Now, what do you guys do?
So is Sigmund healed? Is everything better?
On the outside, yeah. So you look at Sigmund and his glove has fallen off, that has been kind of packed with sand. It now lies to the side. His hair, which had fallen off, is now perfectly groomed, and he looks almost like better than you've ever seen him, right? You go back to the very beginning of the campaign, before a lot of these worries and troubles happened. He looks very similar to that, younger, more carefree. On the inside, you'd have to ask him.
I take my glove off. And I look down at my fingers. I'll squeeze my hand shut and open it. I'll just say, "I'm sorry, everybody. It cost too much. I'm sorry."
Are you better?
That's one way of putting it. I can help. I can help fix the problems I've caused.
As soon as he says the first couple words of that, Ugluck's gonna walk over to the Arch Mage and punch him right in the face. With the strength of 1,000 orcs.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
Oh no, I have to get up.
As he sees you coming, he's kind of like that pedal. Nope, no.
I'm pretty sure my unarmed strike just hits. Does it not? Okay.
Possibly. I'm new to this game. It's been 2.5 weeks, 3 years, something like that.
That's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Sweet.
It's right in the nose.
6 damage.
Oh, blood like splurts from his nose. Oh, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. Fighting's over. I'm not him. I'm not the bad guy.
I hit him again. I hit him again. That's oh no, that's only a 14.
That is. I mean, at this point, he's barely. He has no armor on. His AC is very low. He's weak.
All right, how's he looking right now?
How much damage did you just do? Another 6?
6 more.
Yeah. He's okay. He's not bloody or anything, but he's I mean, he's feeble, right? So it's more of a strength thing than a.
I hit him again.
No, just stop.
16.
Yeah, that hits. So at that point, he kind of falls to his knees, and he's now like mumbling, and you like the fight is like going out of him a little bit. Still not bloodied, but just with his strength fading, he's stopped like fighting, and like you see now he's got this like welt on his eye. His like blood is streaming out, and he's got like a tooth chipped, and he's just like raising his hand now and like almost like a coward dog.
Hang on, I gotta type something. I hit him again.
Oh, I'm letting him go.
16.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna say at this point you keep it because you have advantage. I mean, you're just boom, boom, boom.
All right. Well, I don't want to knock him unconscious. Then I want
No,
to hit him.
I would say. I mean, you could tell when you get him bloodied. and the fight kind of goes out of him. And at one point, like he's just kind of wrapping himself up and trying to protect like his vital parts, and he's just like taking it right. And there's just specks of blood.
I want to kind of put my hand on Ugluk from behind, and I just want to say, Ugluk, if it'll make you feel any better, you can knock him out, and then I can heal him again, and you can do it again.
Well, the Chris in me does not want to make you waste a spell slot, so if anybody wants to stop me, feel free. Otherwise,
I've got
the
enough.
Ugluk is going to keep hitting him.
I've got enough.
As no one steps forward, I mean, this just black and blue. He like teeth. You see like teeth on the floor a little bit. I mean, he's just beaten to a pulp. And at one point, you're like, I imagine Ugluk is like, he's laying on the floor, and Ugluk is like raising him up, and then just bam, right it back down the floor, just bam. And at one point, like you go to like lift him back up, and he's just limp, and he's just unconscious, completely unconscious. Do you want to keep hitting him?
Cure wounds.
Okay. You lift him up. You lift him up, and you feel that power coming from Sigmund, and as he as you know, he's unconscious. Sigmund cure wounds him. His eyes flutter open, and his teeth kind of come back together, and he's able to like say a couple words, and he mumbles. I mean, he's just gonna beg. I just stop. I'll
I'm gonna.
give you anything you want. Stop.
When he does that, I'm holding him by the front of his cloak, shirt, whatever.
His
And
blouse.
I'm gonna say his blouse. Yes, I'm holding him by his
Rag.
blouse, and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna hit him again. Her, hit him again. Name, hit him again.
In between each hit, I'm gonna tap him with a little bit of healing just to keep him there.
Okay. Yeah. So he stays. We'll say he stays conscious. For a couple of them, he finally gets it. I'm gonna have to remember. I'm gonna have to go back and find her name now.
I don't think he's gonna know her name. I'll tell her his name.
I was gonna say he would look at it, and after all that, he'd probably with the latest like heal from Sigmund, he's like desperate. He's like, I don't know who you're talking about.
At that point, I'm going to take out my battle axe, a regular one, and I'm going to hold it. Or I'm assuming if I let him go, he's going to fall limp. And so I'm going to point it to him while he's limp on the ground. And funny enough, my voice has been going out, so this is probably what it would sound like. His voice is going to kind of, Ugluk's voice is going to kind of crack a little bit, and he's just going to say, Ragna.
You'll see he's gonna hold on.
Hang on, Jay, before you say something.
He's gonna roll. He's gonna roll. This is just I'm not gonna say anything as him, but just to see, you look for anything in his face as you say that name, and he still doesn't put two and two together. Still doesn't get it.
All right, hang on. Look at your phone for a second. All right, and I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna point my axe at him. I'm gonna say her name.
I don't know.
Insight check
Say it.
Who are you doing an insight check on?
on him to see if he really knows or not.
Go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. 18.
He does not know that name. But
No.
you know, as Sigmund looks on, you realize like, yeah, this dude definitely doesn't know who the hell he's talking about. And Ugluk says that one more time. There's this like look of panic comes over without him, and he's like coughing up blood. I'll say whatever you want me to say. Just don't hurt me.
All right, unless somebody's gonna do something. Ta-ta.
I'm gonna. Are you gonna swing your axe at him?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
When you go to swing the axe at him, I'm gonna cast Odaluk's Resilient Sphere on the Arch Mage. And when the axe bounces off, I want to say,
This is not going to be.
hold
good.
on, I'm gonna hold up my hand to you, and I'm gonna say, Ugluck, I'm gonna let you. And I'm gonna turn to him, and I'm gonna say, you've done a lot of terrible things. I've done a lot of terrible things. But at least I remember all the terrible things I've done. This is your only chance. This is my last bit of magic, dude. You gotta convince us why I shouldn't let Ugluck take your head with that axe in about 30 seconds.
Oh, you're talking to him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm talking to him.
Hold on 1 second.
While he's composing himself and thinking about what to say, Ugluck's going to turn to Sigmund. He's going to say, "Let me. Let me.
I'm gonna... we still have the bond
No
up, right?
one can stop
What's
me."
that?
We still have the bond up, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna end over the bond. I'm gonna say, Ugluck, I'm gonna let you no matter what. I just want to hear what he has to say.
Through the bond that Ugluck tries to never use, Ugluck is going to say, "You have some nerve. Let me. You have no idea what he's done."
I'm gonna wait to see if the Arch Mage will answer.
There's this look of panic on the Arch Mage that comes over his face as this man who's been in search of power his entire life and been collecting power has kind of come to the end of his ropes. And he looking around, he realizes he has no clue who Ragnar is. He doesn't even know really who Ugluck is or any of you guys are. He realizes he has no power and he has nothing to bargain with.
I'm gonna turn to the group and kind of like a unquestioning, like, or I'm questioning them, like, you know, let him do it. But I'm gonna tell Ugluck over the bond, it's not gonna feel as good as you want it to, and I'm gonna let the spell drop.
No. The Archmage starts losing it.
And I'm going to
He's
say,
grasping at everything. He's like clawing at you, Ugluck. No.
so I kick him off of me. I look Sigmund in the eye.
He scrambles around. He's crawling on the floor, just trying to get away. At this point, his legs are probably broken.
I look Sigmund in the eye and I say, "Nothing's felt good since then." And then I'm going to bring the axe right into him.
No. Oh. You, Ugluck, you know, you're so focused on this. The axe goes in, and I mean, I picture him like crawling away, and he's like reaching out, just trying to crawl away. And with his last like ditch effort, his hand is reached out. The axe comes down right into his back, and like the light slowly drains away as the blood seeps out from under him. It's only then that you look up and you remember this group of children led by Jonas kind of all sitting there, and they've got this horror and shock and just like they're not really sure at this point if they should be running or not running, but you look up and that's like the first vision that you see after committing this act.
All right, and when I see the kids, I am still enraged, and I'm not going to drop rage. I'm not going to do it because my real kids are asleep, but I'm going to scream at the top of my lungs. I'm going to point my battle axe at his dead body, and I'm going to say, "Take note. This is where magic gets you."
You see like a couple of them like shake their heads like, all right, okay. You see a couple of them who obviously have like some like innate magic ability, all like squeezed together, and like you get this mixed response of where you're at. And then Jonas kind of steps in between you and the kids, and he's like terrified of you. So it's really not, he's not like challenging or anything. He's more just like, okay. We get it. He tormented us, but we need to go home. Like, that's what, can we go home?
Is the portal and stuff still open?
There is
What's
no
that?
home.
Is that what the Ugluk says?
That's what Ugluk says, and then he turns away and he just kind of
All right.
finds somewhere away from everybody.
As you turn away, Jonas immediately turns back to the kids. He's like, "That's not true. There's home. We're gonna go home. We're gonna go." I mean, Jonas like looks back to the rest of the group. He's got this questioning look on his face. Is there home?
Is there like the portal still open, or like how we got here still?
Make an Arcana check. And as you're doing that, the portal that you guys came from was the one that the children just came from back to the lair of the Lost Ones. I think somewhere along either the Arch Mage, the shadow of the Arch Mage, or the copy of the Arch Mage, basically said there's a way home within this tower. And then there's another way home that you guys knew about that would require you guys to go back to the lair of the Lost Ones and down kind of another path. But there should be one around here. What did you roll for your Arcana?
A 7.
With that, you can't sense anything or feel anything, and you remember. I mean, you do remember that there is one around, but you have no clue where it is. In this kind of mini version of the Olive Mages.
Sigmund, can you help us find the portal?
Is there home?
What? Yeah. Yeah. Portal. Okay. I'll look for the portal.
How are you looking?
Physically,
Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually?
physically.
Roll an investigation
I was
check.
hoping you'd say perception.
I was not.
That is a natural one.
You know what?
You're a
But you know
halfling,
what?
reroll.
I'm a halfling.
You are a halfling.
Oh, that's pretty good. 23.
With a 23, you see a couple things. One, you see, you guys are in this room, so you see not only the Book of Wild Deeds, which is still, I forget who has that, but it's still there. You see some writings and stuff, basically like you see a door. You walk through the door and there's like a study, essentially, that was kind of the base for this Shadow of the Arch Mage, and you see some of his writings and stuff, and you're able to get, we'll say there's 3 spell scrolls. There's also a, and I'll shoot you a message with what the spell scrolls are, so I don't have that there.
I give them to Ivan.
Okay, to Ivan. And you also find kind of schematics for this whole structure, both, how it's tied into, or how it's built, some special locations, one of them, of course, being kind of, hey, portal to Eranor. Other things that you see on there are kind of instructions on how this thing is built into the being that you guys are on, right? Like this whole world and thing that you're on is the Great Old One. So you see kind of instructions on how this thing is integrated and there's notes in the margins written down on how this thing is stealing energy and power from it and transferring it. You also see the word prototype written in small, quick script down on the right. But you are able to, in fact, say locate where basically the portal home is. It's easy to get to; shouldn't be a problem. Basically, 2 floors down to the right.
Yeah, we should go here, and I kind of point on the map, and I'll show the path to Jonas. I'm like, Jonas, can you corral everybody?
Yep. All right, and you there's a lot of kids, and he looks down the stairs. It's like, all right, so no, we're good, right? We can just walk there. There's no traps or booby traps. We just walk straight up here. So we heard all.
Did
the
I say any
commotion.
traps or booby traps or anything?
Not on the schematic.
Not that I know of.
Okay. He looks at the kids. Let's go home, and he begins to march down, kind of towards this way. Yeah, he's asking this way, that way. He heads on down that way. There are, in fact, no traps. He makes it to the room, there is a portal there. Do you guys all follow? What's your plan here with the kids and you guys?
Did anyone? I can't remember. Did anyone pick up the crown or the ring? When it was...
Oh, Eva said she
it's
dropped her
all
bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab that bag while Ugluck was doing his thing over there, and I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding.
Okay.
I don't know what else is in there besides that.
Well, I'll ask Caroline. I'll shoot.
Well,
Caroline
here's what my question: does the chest become a full size chest now, since it was like her magical chest?
Yeah, I think it would. Right, it would pop back into existence and just become a normal chest. Yeah. So along with the bag, I guess essentially there's a chest, and that's where all of her goodies are.
Is the ring still in there?
Yes.
And if it was, Balar grabbed it and the crown. This is like the only two things that he grabbed.
So Sigmund don't even think about it.
Well, no, I was more thinking of like leaving it here or destroying it or something.
Yeah, the ring is still intact.
But Balar's the only one that knows.
Balar went over there and scooped everything up.
Okay.
And we'll say you got whatever else is in that chest. I'll ask Caroline what she had in the chest. If she had anything else in the chest. We'll assume that Balar grabbed it all. If that's okay with you.
Before we follow the kids down, I just want to be like, guys, I'm so sorry. She was worth more to Eranor than me. Wasn't an even trade. I was too focused on where I was going, and I wasn't focused on how I was getting there. But we have to rally. We have to do this together. Let's make one last big push. Let's go get the king. Let's take him where he needs to go. Let's end this thing.
Balar hears that and just kind of walks over to Sigmund and just puts his hand on his shoulder and kind of just takes a good long look at him because he just kind of remembers how bad he looked, and he's just kind of sitting there with a smile on his face. And it's good to have you whole, brother. It's good to have you whole. There's been many great people we've lost during this battle, during this war. Like you said, it's time to rally. Let's not forget her name. Let's do this for Eva.
Stick my hand in. I'm going to say, for Eva.
Balar sticks his hand in.
Stick hand in.
Yep.
Ugluck and Ivan, what do you got to say?
I'll be last, probably. Well, I don't know.
Ugluck's just not even listening.
Okay. You guys all stick your hands in for Eva. You make your way back into kind of the room where all the kids are kind of waiting. Jonas is there. You kind of pass through. They kind of split, right? They're all kind of out in the hall, and you pass through, and you come to the there's this green glowing portal, much like the one you had in the Hag's Lair. What do you guys do?
I'm just going to walk through it.
Yeah, I'll follow Sigmund.
Okay. Does everybody follow?
I do.
Okay. All right. Sigmund, if you could do me a favor and roll a d6.
2.
Finn, if you could do me a favor and roll a d6.
If you've split the party 7 ways, Jay.
I rolled a 5.
Ugluck, if you would do me a favor and roll a d6.
5.
Scarlet, if you would do me a favor and roll a d6.
2.
Yes.
Ivan, if you would do me a favor and roll a d6.
1.
And we will get Balars in just a second. I can't really move forward without Balars, unfortunately. Hold on, I'm gonna need Mike. Let me shoot Mike a text here. It's a horrible time for him to take a quick break. Actually, I'm gonna make an executive decision here. Sorry, Mike. If you can hear me, I'm rolling. 2. 3 2s. Sigmund, Scarlet, Balar, you walk through the portal, and for a moment you are stretched and pulled and warped, and then kind of put back together, squished back together, and then kind of back into kind of your normal shape, as it were. You find yourself right back in the Collegium of Magica on the Isle of Mages, where you left. You see a decent amount of the kids as you kind of walk through, and they've followed you, but not all of them. The other things you don't see are your friends, Ivan, Ugluk, and Finn. What do you guys do?
Well, where are we?
I'll get to that.
Wait, you're asking us what do we do, and we don't.
No,
know where we
I'm
are?
sorry. I'm asking Sigmund,
Oh.
Scarlet, and Balar. Balar, just so you know, you've walked through the portal, and you look around and you spot Scarlet and you spot Sigmund, who are kind of right ahead of you. You spot a decent amount of the children that were kind of behind you. You do not spot Ben, Ugluk, or Ivan. So I'm asking you three what you guys do.
I'm just going to kind of wait for a second, because I don't think it's necessarily a problem, because, Ivan likes to wander off. Ugluk was mourning. And Finn's real sneaky, so I'm just kind of still lost in my own thoughts, trying to process everything that happened.
Okay.
After like a minute or two, I'll be like, Sigmund, do you think there's something wrong? Finn and them are not here.
Was he behind us?
Pretty sure they were coming through when we came through.
Are there still kids coming through the portal?
It's been around a minute. It's a good question. It's been around a minute, and as you look, kind of the last of them are kind of dwindling down, and you look around and you see that there are actually citizens of the Isle of Mages, and what was there essentially like Town's Guard that have all kind of come in after you guys. It's been there's no way of telling how long you guys have been really gone, but you see that like kids are being also like corralled, and a few of them actually have like loved ones there, and it's kind of this reunited feeling, and eventually, kind of winds down, and it's just you three kind of looking into this portal, and no one's popping up.
Huh. Portal still going strong?
Yeah.
Can you message him or do the bond thing?
Oh, is the bond still working? Let me read the language of the bond.
It's not working.
Damn. Is it still working between us three?
No.
Damn.
How long has it been?
Since what? Since you walked through the portal?
No. I asked the...
Oh. Like
you
go find a Town's Guard or someone there. Everyone went through to answer Mike's question in chat. Yeah. He, comes up to you and, we had to ask around for descriptions of you guys, but we gather you're the reason what the hubbub is about. You guys, best we can piece together, walked in there close to 7 days ago.
Okay.
So why don't you tell me what happened? Who are all these people? Where is the Arch Mage? I mean, the students all came running, or what was left of the students, all came running out, and we've been trying to piece together what's going on.
It was a big battle. These kids, and we're stuck on the in-between, and we rescue people.
The in-between?
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond my pay grade. That would be something for an Arch Mage. Did you see the Arch Mage?
Yeah, but he didn't make it.
No, that's upsetting. That's too bad. We'll have to contact. Well, I don't know who we'll contact about because Realm's gone to shit. But surely someone will be able to take his place. Well, we thank you for. Is this everyone? Thank you for getting all the kids and.
I think we're missing some people though. Like I wonder if maybe the portal shunted some other people somewhere else because we're missing a few people of our party, and it looks like maybe some of the kids didn't come through.
Magic. That is upsetting, and also probably reason not to touch this thing again. And he'll like snap his fingers and be like, "We need to cordon this off. No one needs to go through it. Leads somewhere strange and." Beyond our pay grade, until we get someone of arcane ability to look this thing over and tell us what's going on with it, let's not touch it for now.
While Scarlet's having that conversation, I want to look at Balar. I want to say, is Ugluk right?
About killing the Arch Mage?
No. Is he right about magic? Look at what we do. Like, look at the damage we do with magic. I mean, the world's being torn apart by some magical force, right?
I think that magic is by far beyond anything we can even comprehend. I think we can do things, whether it's magic or spirits or other things. I think we've done the best we can with what we have to help, but there's always going to be those that want to hurt. And if we don't have magic to protect us and others from those.
Yeah, but we hurt others with our magic.
Sometimes people, I guess, need to be hurt. If it's not through magic, it'll be through something else. A sword, a blade, a stool, anything can hurt.
I always thought Ugluk was just a little ignorant, but I don't know. I think he's onto something.
He's on to something. But I think right now he has kind of lost himself in emotion more than anything else.
As Scarlet's walking back over, I want to look at the portal and be like, so should we, like, go back through that thing and look for him? Like,
and it's at that point.
Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
Can you not message anymore, Sigmund?
I mean, I could try. It was being a little fucky before we did all this. I mean, who knows if it'll work, but I could try. And I'll try to send a message to Finn. Hey, brother, what's the holdup? What's going on?
Do I hear it?
Roll D100, please, Sigmund.
Fine.
Finn got so excited to roll that.
I was about to roll something.
He just
You
took
had a
it
D100.
from
I had a D20.
4. Of all the times you asked me to roll a D100,
And you needed that does not go through, unfortunately. No, you do not hear that said. As you send that message and you kind of wait for a response, you feel the feeling you get when you're connected with someone who's about to kind of respond, and you get your hopes up briefly, and then you hear Clara's voice. Sigmund, thank God. I haven't been able to connect with Anyone. I've tried Finn multiple times. Where are you?
Is she using the stone to message me? Do I get a
No,
response? Damn.
Nope. We need to reconvene. I don't know how many words that is, so I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah, I think we were right at the limit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look quizzically at the others and be like, either my sending spell just got hijacked or crisscrossed, or that portal did something to Finn.
And we're gonna pause there. Finn, Ugluck, and Ivan. You walk out, and the first thing you're hit with is cold. Ugluck, you probably feel a little bit worse because you're from a hot kind of climate, but it is brutal. The wind is kind of howling, and you walk out, and you look back at kind of where you're at, and excuse me, you see that you've walked out of the base of this giant pine covered in snow. You look around, and it's dead quiet. You don't see any of the other kids. You don't see Jonas. You don't see any of your other three companions, Scarlet, Sigmund, or Balar. What do you guys do?
All right, did Finn hear his message?
No.
Yeah. Do we know where we are?
No, and I'm sorry. I'm talking to. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. That is you, Finn, Ugluck, and Ivan. Sorry, this is gonna get confusing for me. I apologize. You can look around and try and figure out where you are. You can roll a either an
I'd like to
investigation check.
investigate where I am,
Yep,
or
there you
perceive where I am, whichever you want. I rolled a 13. Plus, I don't know because I can't get to my character sheet because I'm still rebuilding it.
Hold on. Let's see. I have the power.
Perception's
do-
plus 9. That's a 21.
Okay. With the 21, you know a couple things. You know that it is cold. You know
It's cold out here, y'all.
you know that there is no one else. It looks like the snow hasn't been disturbed around you, right? So it looks like no one else has been here in quite some time. There's snow that is falling very gently, so it would take a while to cover up any tracks or anything like that. So you know that you're relatively safe at this point. You also, with that high of a roll, we'll say that you're able to kind of peek through and just as you're investigating and looking around, maybe you climb up a tree or look through something, but you're able to kind of peek around, and you get a chance to kind of look off in the distance. You realize you're on kind of the side of the bottom of a mountain, but you're still slightly elevated. And as you look down south, you see the snow kind of fall away, and you look even further, and there's like this valley, and in the valley there's the beautiful colors of autumn, and the leaves all different colors in this vast kind of forest. And beyond that, you see blue waters and coastline full of lush vegetation. And you realize that you are no longer in Kansas anymore. You're no longer on the Void. You are no longer on Eranor. You realize with certainty that you are in the Feywild. What do you do?
Say, Ugluck, we're the Feywild. Who else is here?
Ivan.
Ivan. From the fucking Feywild. What do we do?
So, if I look back, is the portal gone?
No, it's still there.
Let's go back through it.
Do you want to go back, Ugluck? We going back through?
Ugluck is still like disconnected from everything. Like when we walked out of the portal, Ugluk just took a look around, and then he just sat down, and he's just staring out to the abyss. But he hears Ivan say Ugluk, and he kind of jars too, and he looks at him and just shrugs.
All right. I'm gonna go to Finn, and I'll be like, I don't think we go back through. I think all we've got is us, and I've got some intuition that the rest of them are going to be coming here soon anyway. I know a guy here who I think can help us reconnect with the three of them.
So you know a guy here? Like, you know where we are? Like, you have an internal map?
Yeah. I know I mean, that lush area there that you see, we should stop there, but then we need to go to the area where, there's a lot of death and, unlush parts.
What makes you think that they're coming here? And don't they need us where they are?
Last time we were here, Balar may or may not have made a deal with his father.
Oh, so his daddy's here.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I want to have a talk with his dad. All right, let's go.
Jeez. Sounds like this group's got some daddy issues. You want to talk about it?
When with that, as you march on with that final statement.
I wanna look for like a sled. I want to see if we can find something that helps us get down this mountain.
Sure,
quicker.
go ahead and make a nature or actually go ahead and make a survival check.
Survival check. That's my forte, actually. 11.
You don't find a sled. You do find some branches and stuff that you think maybe I could try and make something if I mean, there's.
I'm trying to make some snowshoes.
Okay, make another survival check. Let's see how it goes out.
Another 11.
Okay. You think you've made snowshoes? They look pretty cool. They work okay. You're going about the same speed that everybody else is as you guys trudge off.
Wait, actually, I don't go. So this may or may not help, but if everybody stays within 5 feet of me, our walking speed increases by 10 feet.
Yeah, that'll help.
Well, does that count? Because that's a next level thing.
What do you mean? Because it's a level 17
It's
thing?
a level 17 thing, yeah.
You're level 17, man. You're good.
Okay.
You walk up on the other side of the portal and you're level 17. Yeah.
Mike has a question.
Yes, Mike.
I'm pretty sure Ivan gave up his memory of this place to some guy in a shady alley in the Isle of Mages.
Some guy in a shady alley in the Isle of Mages.
When we were, yeah, he doesn't remember this place anymore.
All right, everybody, back up.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, that would be fun if I don't remember anything when he needs me during this time."
That is 100% correct.
Because I can't remember exactly what I gave up,
but that wasn't when we saved the ring, right? That was something completely different.
That was weeks ago, Charlie.
That's right. That was weeks ago. All right.
I know a guy. I know a guy.
I mean, at this point, I'm not sure if we want to retcon it or just assume that Ivan is BSing and go with whatever.
Ivan is definitely BSing. That's fine, but
okay. Thank you for.
But we will retcon the part about Balar and his daddy. That we'll say was never said because then we assume that Ivan really does not know about that. Correct?
no, he gave up the whole memory of the Feywilds.
So Ivan has basically said like, "Oh yeah, I know a guy," and you guys are trudging along to I have no clue where at this point, but you're heading south. And somebody said something about daddy issues, and with that we will cut back. Actually, I'm sorry. Before we do that, I need someone to make a what do I want to do here? Yeah, I need whoever's in the lead or leading, make another survival check. That's not for snowshoes.
That's gotta be Ivan because he's leading the way.
Go ahead, Ivan.
Finn, I think you walked away, but it was just told and reminded that Ivan, like 2 months ago, gave up his memory of this place. Okay.
Yeah, I could hear it. I was just putting groceries away.
17 for survival.
All right, you guys are good. We will head over to the other party. The other party, what are you guys doing?
So, Ballard, tell me about this whole deal with your dad again. Not like your real dad, not Pippin.
Basically, made a promise to him that I would bring Thandril to him, so he wouldn't kill me or Ivan at the time.
Now, did he want Thandril for the crown, or did he want Thandril for like some like personal reason?
So, my dad likes to go around making children, and when he
Dads do that.
When he wants power, he takes it from the child.
Oh.
And I offered, at the time I was not very strong, and I figured what would be better, me or the most powerful person on the planet. And I offered him Thandril in place of myself. And so if he doesn't get Thandril, and I'm going to look at my fake watch that I have on my wrist and kind of explain how many days, which is not very many, I don't think anymore. He would come and kill everybody.
As you look at your
I was
watch,
with.
you realize you're down to like 5 days, by the way.
Okay. So we have about 5 days before he comes.
So we need to go collect the body and bring it. Preferably still breathing, I guess.
I'm assuming he needs some breathing because he likes to siphon the life force out of them to make himself stronger. And no, we can't just wait for him to get weak because, like I said, he has children everywhere in multiple areas where he's constantly getting strength from.
I'm gonna look. Does there look like anybody that's currently in charge of the school anywhere nearby?
In this room, no. I would say when you go kind of out to the hall, there's like a head townsguard or official or someone that looks like he's directing traffic and looks like he's kind of in charge.
Hey, can you? Is there any staff left here at the school?
Yeah, there's a couple of staff members. They're staying in town. They're not actually here right now. Do you need them?
Yeah, can you tell them?
They're all kind of freaked out. They don't want to come back in here ever again.
Well, tell them it's an emergency, and the fate of Eranor depends on them coming into this room and talking to us.
Fate of Eranor, emergency, and he'll snap his fingers and he'll get like a page to come over, and he's gonna say, "Listen, go get Silks, and let her know that the fate of Eranor, it's emergency, and all this, and that she needs to come over back into the Collegium."
I want to pull back aside with Scarlet and Balar. Be like, all right, I can't get a hold of the others. I could try one more time, but then that's all my spells. What's the plan? We've got to push forward. We said we're gonna make a push. We got to trust that they're gonna make a push too.
Yeah, so we need to get the king and take him back to the Feywild.
Yeah.
Do we know how we're gonna get to the Feywild once we get the king?
As soon as Scarlet says that, I'm going to kind of throw my cloak behind myself and out of this little pocket that I have. I'm going to pull out the little, I don't know if it's a horn or exactly what it is, but I just hold it out in my hands. This will take us directly.
Oh, the stone. Yeah, the stone that you got from the lover. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this will take us exactly to him.
Okay.
So
Okay.
put it
So
back
we
up.
can get there. That's one piece of the puzzle. Now we
Isn't
need
the
to get.
king really strong?
Well, I don't know, Balar. You fought him.
What did she say? I couldn't hear it.
Isn't he really
Is the
strong?
king really strong?
In comparison to when I was there, He was like a god. You know, and I'm gonna look around at us and like, well, we're not. Y'all weren't there. You know, we're a lot different now. But from who he supposedly, he's a very strong individual.
Well, unfortunately, all the gods are pretty much dead. So we're gonna have to do.
Do you think that the three of us can take him? I mean, I don't know where our other members are, but
we just need to grab him, right? Like, what we just need to be holding on to him, and you can take us there.
Just holding on to him. Quick sidebar session. 1 second, Jeffrey. There's a horn in the palace, right? That summons a bunch of stuff.
Correct.
So there is like a weapon thing there. I'm gonna relay that. Like, even if we can get back, when Ivan and I were there, we were told about a horn that was there that could summon an army. We didn't have the chance to get to it, but that would be what we would need to take my father out. But with Thandril, as long as we can get hands on him, and he can't, he's like gonna kind of grab his bag of holding, and he can't be that strong without the crown. There's no way.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or if we want to, I can put the crown. Cause I don't know if Scarlet's ever put the crown on, but Sigmund, have you put the crown on?
No.
Okay, so no one in this group. I can put the crown on, and I can talk to Thandril.
yeah.
And maybe try to find out where he's at. If not, I don't know how we're going to find him.
Well, I can try and scry on him, but we'll have to wait until tomorrow. But I have a feeling, I mean, that wouldn't the safest place for him to be in Corinth?
That's a good, yeah.
There is no Corinth?
There isn't. Yeah, I don't have the map on this one, but if you remember correctly, Corinth was 1, blown to smithereens, and 2, the Eranor that you're seeing on the map is not the correct Eranor. It's been shattered.
Yeah.
Right. And there's this giant. As well as good as you know, we don't know what's in the kind of the center of Eranor at this point. Or the last you spoke to, Goric and kind of the leaders of the realm.
Yeah.
Do you think that you could use the crown to convince Thandril to come to you? Or
That's the thing, Scarlet. If I put it on, he will know where we're at.
well, yeah, but I mean,
We can
he
bait him
come to
in.
us and then we grabbing him, you know.
If y'all are ready, and if y'all want to, if
We
that's
need
the
to
plan.
rest.
Let's rest first, but
But I also want to talk to somebody around here that can do some wizard shit. Maybe they can take us there.
As you say that, Silks, who is an elderly gnome, comes in, and she's got long hair and pointy ears. Yes, I really don't want to be here anymore.
Well, this will be the last time you have to be here. Can you teleport us somewhere?
Well, I that's a lot. But
I
yes,
get it.
I could if you had a teleportation circle or, where are you trying to get to? If I'm intimately aware of the place you're trying to get to.
Well, we don't know exactly where yet, but
it's off to a good start.
we need to get to someone. We have something of his that
may help. That may help.
And another question, y'all make a bunch of magic stuff around here.
Well, we did at one point.
Any device that could seal somebody into a ball or a vase,
or hold person, or
no, into a device we can carry somewhere.
like
a little ball I could throw at them, and then they get sucked inside of it.
like a hole, like a portable hole.
No, like
Or-
a poke. Yeah.
I don't, first things first. Let me ask our resident DM: Is there something like that?
I don't know if there's an official item that's like that or not.
Let's find out.
Is there a way to like put plantar binding into a ball?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
that,
to
like,
see. Hold on.
acts instantly.
Hold on.
Oh, you know, I do have like plantar binding stuff I can do. Maybe. But also, so like, we're in the biggest school in the world, right? Surely there's like a record of teleportation circles.
Yeah, the Hall of Records. Yes, I mean you could. I'm not going to go back in there, but if you'd like to go to the library, yes,
but you could help us send us if we need it.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
me or one of the other teachers. There are
Okay,
quite a
well,
few of
send
us
somebody
who do
that's
know.
comfortable being here, and you could get some rest.
That sounds lovely, dear. The records that way, and I'll ask around for something to bind someone, or hold them, or wrap them in a ball.
I appreciate
somehow.
it. Thank you.
Yes. Silks. I'll send someone more comfortable. And she marches off rather hurriedly. You guys heading to the Hall of Records?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. We'll be right back as you guys go to the Hall of Records. Our other group, and I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but the last time you guys were in the Feywild, you were able to travel in relatively great distance in what was a short amount of time in the realm of Eranor. And apparently Ivan doesn't remember this, and I don't think anyone else was there. So you're not necessarily sure, but you are, just for game's sake, you guys have been traveling for quite some time, and you managed to make it decent a ways off the mountain and kind of through this snow trek. You make camp for the night. If you guys want to role play camp, you're more than welcome to. If not, we can kind of fast travel, and I'll ask for another survival check as you make your way into this this fall region, this land of change. And with that, we're going to assume somebody is going to roll a survival check for Finn, Ugluck, and Ivan.
I'll do it.
All
Just
right.
straight D20.
Yep. Well, a survival check. Yeah.
All right, 4.
Okay. That's tough. Hold on one second. Do you have any bonuses?
For survival?
Yep.
Yeah, I do. -1.
All right. So you continue on, and you quickly realize that you unfortunately have kind of gotten lost. The snow around you has gotten a little more overcast, and the wind has kind of picked up, and it's gotten harder to kind of figure out where you guys are kind of heading. Everyone around me, give me an investigation check, or I'm sorry, a perception check. Ugluck's lost the need to live. Ugluck's done.
Ugluck doesn't want to be perceptive, but if I have to,
Perception
all
or
right.
investigation?
You don't have to if you don't want, or if you'd like to. Perception.
Oh, there. 24.
Okay. Ivan, I'm going to assume that you're there. You just don't feel like doing anything. As you kind of continue
12,
walking,
12.
you realize that, all right, everyone except for Ivan, you're looking down as you're trudging, and you begin to see specks of red in the snow. And it becomes apparent that there is a trail of blood around you.
do we have kids with us? Did the kids make it?
No kids around you.
Okay.
No, you're unsure of where the rest of the kids are. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to pull something up here. With the 24, I think is what you guys rolled. You and Finn and Ugluk both managed to see these gnomish-looking creatures. 2 or 3 of them is what you pick up in the bushes ahead of you, waiting to ambush you. You could tell Ivan if you'd like to or not. What do you guys do?
What'd you say they were?
Just they're gnomish-looking creatures. Looks like they have some sort of red cap on.
Ivan,
And
you
the
ever seen
trail
these
of blood,
things
it
before?
does in fact lead directly to them.
Ivan, you ever seen any of these things before, or is he not here?
I'm here. I mean, terrible people. Yeah, I've seen those before. They might have killed something, or else something might have killed them.
Fair point.
Do they look threatening? Do they look like they're about to ambush us, you said?
They 100% look like they're about to ambush. They don't recognize that you guys have seen them at this point. I'm assuming that you guys have stopped, but they are kind of waiting to see if you're going to continue on.
Finn, I think Ugluk and I can handle them. You know, if they're looking at us, would you want to try to swing around back or something to get some more information?
Like I should sneak behind them?
Yeah, sneak up to them.
All right. I do that.
Give me a stealth check.
Let me see if I got anything to boost that. I should probably read my character sheet.
I told
I
Finn he
rolled
wasn't going to do anything, but
an 8 plus 13.
that's 21. You do manage to get behind them. You see that they have very recently basically found and killed, it looks like some wild game. But you also see that these are not wild animals, that they do have daggers, little boots, and 1 or 2 of them have these like sickles. And you're basically looking at 3 red caps, and they are waiting to ambush you. They do not realize that you are behind them yet.
Oh, they're waiting to ambush us.
They're waiting to ambush you. You hear like little clicks as they are obviously have like their own language. You don't speak Sylvan, do you?
No.
Then you don't really understand it, but you have managed to get behind them. They obviously are looking at.
Is Finn within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, we'll say yeah.
So I can talk to him telepathically.
Yep.
And I'll ask, you know, if you think we should attack, you know, just make a signal and Ugluk and I'll attack. To Finn.
Well, I don't respond, but my signal is to attack. So there's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Hold on 1 second.
I don't have any of my.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull you over here. Everyone's gonna come over here. All right, you guys are roughly 30 feet away. These guys are hiding in bushes. I don't have a good map, but we're gonna roll for initiative.
I mean, if they can't see me, can I have?
You're gonna get a surprise attack on them, yeah.
Okay. Is that right now, or do I roll initiative first?
You give me initiative first, just so I can get the initiative order going.
Natural 1. Oh wait, natural 1. Do I get to re-roll a natural 1 for an initiative?
Yeah, you're a halfling.
Okay. Another natural 1.
You only get to do it once, though.
Yeah, I know.
Now you can take your surprise attacks.
My initiative's +7, by the way, so it was really an 8.
Okay.
All right. I will short sword them, and I have 2 weapon fighting, so yeah. Right, so 19 on the first one.
That hits.
Okay, I'm gonna do that with sneak attack. Get some extra dice out here.
And Ivan and Uglock, if you guys give me a roll when you get a chance.
70.
I put mine in the chat.
15.
17.
Uh, 10, 13, 19, 20, 24, 26 plus 26 plus 4. So 30 on the first swing.
30 damage?
Yeah.
All right.
Does he look like he's hurting bad or
He looks like he's hurt. It looks like he's bloodied. Yeah.
all right, I'll swing around with the left hand to hit him again. That's a 29.
That hits.
Okay. I'm gonna get 1 this time. So that is 9 damage.
Still up.
Okay. And that is my turn, sir, because can't do anything. I guess I can disengage from him. I'll back up like 10 feet.
Okay.
Because he can't like.
Yeah, that was the surprise attack, so we'll give you that. It is his turn now, though. He rolled a 19. Well, here, let's start. Let me see which one rolled a 19. Probably do it. All right, the other one's going to jump out, sprint towards Ugluck. He is going to... He's going to click a couple times, and he is going to make a multi-attack with his sickle. He whips out his sickle at you. Oh, too many. That sucks. For you, nat 20. Crit. Ugluck's always raging, I think, is the rule there.
Yep.
Alright, you're going to take... if you would take 23 damage.
I think I was halved, didn't I? Don't I get something to...
Yeah, let me see what type.
Negate
Yeah, it's
damage?
slashing damage, so it is halved. Yep. So down to 11. He's gonna roll again.
9?
He gets 3 attacks.
Oh, no, you said 23.
No, 23. Yeah. Does a 13 hit?
No.
He's gonna roll one more time at you. Oh. 13 doesn't hit. That is his turn. He is. The other one's gonna go and sprint at, or turn around. His Finn just beat the crap out of him. He's gonna take a multi-attack here as well. First one. 23. Does 23 hit?
Yes.
No, this is for Finn.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. All right. If you would please take 13 damage. Slashing, if that matters. Does an 18 hit? If you would please take 11 damage. And that one's going to miss. All right, it is now Ivan, you're up, then Ugluck, then the last imp.
So there's one still in the same place. There's one close to Ugluck.
And one kind of
And
behind the bushes towards Finn.
Can I flank the one by Ugluck?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Sorry. I'm just trying to remember how all this stuff is done. So do I get an advantage on an attack?
Yes,
Okay.
on a melee attack.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. The hell, where 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
Fuck. All right,
Man,
I'll use my other attack to get him. Oh my god. I don't hit him.
Okay. Oh, look, you're up. Or bonus action or movement, Ivan.
No, nothing. I'll stay there to flank him still.
All right, look, you're up.
Can we backtrack? I was supposed to get to hit the guy that hit me. Can I do
Sure.
that? Or okay.
Yep. He hit you twice.
So he came at me. I don't know if I get to do it once or twice. Where did he go?
Is it a reaction?
I'm trying
It's
to
a
find
reaction. You only do it once.
it. Intimidating presence. No, that's not it. I can't find it.
Just go ahead and attack.
Retaliation. When you take damage from a creature within 5 feet, you can use a reaction.
Yep.
Once. All right. It's crap. Where's my weapon?
Oh, it's been a while,
So
everybody.
That's a 27 to hit.
That hits.
All right. So he screamed at me when they came at me, so I screamed back at him. Pull my axe out, swing it at him for 14 damage.
All right, now it's your turn.
All right. Something has changed in Ugluck, everybody. I'm going to.
Something is not the same.
I'm already frenzied. I'm already raged. I'm looking for the thing where I get bonus, or I get. Hang on. Reckless. I'm going to reckless attack.
All right.
So I get advantage on melee attack rolls this whole turn. And then they get anybody who attacks me gets advantage against me. So my next turn. So the first one is this is why I don't do it, because I don't need it. It's a 26 to hit. And that is 17 damage.
Bloody.
Attacking again. It's 18 to hit. Oh, that wasn't it with advantage though. Hang on. 28 to hit.
Yep.
14 damage. Wow, that's
Still up.
29 to hit.
All right, what's the damage?
Oh, that's a perfect roll. 21 damage.
All right, he's down. You literally just hit him 4 times, and you slash him to bits, and he's down.
And during that, Ivan takes the last swing, misses him as he falls down, and be like, "Good thing you have me here."
The other imp is running towards Ivan because Ivan has his back turned to him when the sound of hoofbeats and arrows come to your ears, and all of a sudden Ivan, you turn around because you hear this little thing chitter chattering and screaming kind of coming at you with this sickle, and you see three or four arrows kind of sticking out of it. The one directly in front of you, Finn, arrows fly in kind of from behind you, and they all kind of fall dead, and you guys kind of look around and you realize you are encircled by no fewer than, we'll say, 30 elves, goblins, dryads. You look at what you guys have probably heard stories about, at least part of the Wild Hunt. And with that, we're going to pause and go over to our other group. You guys are in the Hall of Records in the Collegium of Magicka. What are you looking for?
The lady that I was talking to that's walking away. Can I yell something at her?
Silks, yes.
Is there a librarian?
Yes, there was, but she's staying at the inn in the city. No, we don't. Do you need her too?
Just somebody that might be able to make this research a little more
Okay.
efficient.
hold on. You go in there and begin to poke around, and don't hurt anything or anyone, and I'll send for the librarian.
I want to go in there and start poking around and not hurt anything.
Okay. Are you looking for anything particular, or are you just kind of
I
perusing
have
at this point?
4 things that I want to find out about.
All right. We're going to do it in separate rolls.
Okay.
As you're perusing, what's the first thing
I'm trying to find a catalog of known teleportation circles.
Okay.
Can I help him with this and give him advantage?
Yes, you can either give him advantage or you can roll as well. Let's do a investigation check, just straight investigation roll.
You give me advantage or are you rolling?
My investigation's +7. So
yeah, go for it. Roll.
Okay. 15?
Do I have any lucky points left? I do. Fuck, that's worse. 6.
All right. With the 15, we will say that you, Sigmund, are of course unable to find it. Luckily, your better half is there, and she's kind of pointing something out. And as Sigmund kind of peruses and passes one thing, Scarlet, you kind of take a deeper look. You move some papers around, and you find a book, labeled, I don't know, whatever. It's fast traveling across the realm. At first, it appears to be a scenery book, and then you realize that there is a section, it's an old book, and there's a section on teleportation circles. And let me pull this up. This is not going to be completely accurate, if you guys can see the map, because this is not what the realm looks like. But this is also the map that's in the book, right? So I don't know which one of these are still active or not active, and you would have a hard time telling as well. There's one on the Isle of Mages, so there is teleportation circles actually at the Isle of Mages and the Collegium of Magica. There's one in every major city, so Vom, Celeste, Warridge, right? Anything
that's
like
good
that.
Enough.
Yep, there. As you turn the page, you get to like another section, and kind of it's like possible past teleportation circles or far away places, right? And there's a couple of things listed out. Other realms are one of them. So the Smith's realm, the Feywild, there's a couple, but they don't know if they're still up and working, essentially.
Yeah. I think the reason Sigmund's having such a hard time finding anything about this is because he's listening to Balar answer one of his questions, which is, hey, so is Thandril considered a Fey? Like, he's your brother.
Yes.
Are you a Fey?
From what I'm known, would have been told, yes.
Okay, because I know that there's some magic that I can do to maybe send him there. We might have trouble finding him there, but that's half,
That's also quick outside questions, just to make sure I'm not wrong, but I'm pretty sure the DM told me that
you're half Fey, yeah. I mean, your dad is
so if
Lord of the Wicked Fey, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I were to cast a spell that clarifies like Fey, Fiend, Celestial, whatever, and I specified it towards a Fey, it would affect Thandril. Theoretically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Theoretically.
Okay.
At least somewhat, yeah.
And then I assume Scarlet tells me what she's found?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Yep. At that point, a haggard-looking, you don't know what sex they are, but there's an orc, full orc, walks in. Hello, I'm Walanas.
Hello,
can
Walanas.
I do for you?
We need a couple things. I need the most concise information that you have about the crown.
Well, not much is known about the crown's past, except, you'd have to look in the...
I mean, more like what it might be able to do.
Record in the Corinth. What can it do? much as speculated, hold on, come, and he or she will walk you over to like a magical artifact section, I guess, and she'll pull off a book, and she will pull out the crown. I have to pull up the crown here and figure out what they would have in it. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let me go to my magical items.
There's a bunch of magical items here?
No, there's not a bunch of magical items. There's a book about some magical items
okay.
here. I have a bunch of magical items in my thing. Ah, yes, here we are, the crown. Let's see. Well, considering there was, past kings who've worn it for nigh on centuries, we assume that it grants immortality to whomever wears it and claims it as his or her own. We assume that it gives them some sort of hold, or it helps unify people. We assume it gives them the power of speech or persuasion or intimidation, something along those lines, right? But typically, whichever the personality of the ruler is accentuated throughout the people of the land. It has been known when we've, people in the past have seen the king joust or fight. He is obviously was quite fast, quite powerful. But he also was gentle, and we found that whenever he was perhaps too eager with his blows, he was able to heal that. And I'm not sure if that was the king or the crown, but it was jotted down here. More speculation than anything else. It is said to grant the wearer boons or feats or other special abilities, but we're not sure if that's accurate or if it's is dependent upon the wearer or if it is the crown's undoing. That is the extent that we know.
Well, thank you. And I just have one more question. Is there somewhere in this school that you guys would have a really nice tuning fork?
Yeah, the music section. Because why wouldn't we have a music section? The arts are very important. It's a school. Sure.
Isn't it imbued with magic? Is it attuned to this realm?
Yeah, we'll say that she knows whatever you're talking about. I'm sure. Yeah, it's yes. The vibrations running up my legs. It is attuned to this realm.
Can I borrow it?
Oh, please. Anything you find here that hasn't been tainted or corrupted or
perfect
isn't dangerous.
Just tell me where it is and I'll go get it.
Right down the hall to the left.
Sweet.
So, yep. There you go.
Thank you so much for your help.
Is that all? Yes.
Yep, that's it.
I'm
Unless, guys, I'm sorry, do you have any questions?
Oh, I don't have any questions.
Willingness will look at you guys. No, nothing.
Perfect.
The Hall of Records has many useful
I
arcana.
was going to ask her.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the crown?
No, I have not been fortunate enough to be close to the king. All of my knowledge, I'm more of a stay-at-home and read person.
Okay.
That is all.
All right. Walk away with the group, and on the way to pick up the tuning fork, I'm like, well, that's 2 puzzle pieces. We've got a way to get to the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
And this will give us a way to get the hell out of there just in case we need to.
Is there any way we can do a drop and run? Like we just drop Thandril off and then we just get the heck out of Dodge?
I think we consider all the possibilities while we settle down to rest here. Blur, I know you rejuvenate faster than us, but we're probably going to need about 8 hours.
That's fine. I'll take my time and I'll watch over you guys. And as Bilar's kind of sitting there and everybody gets the rest, he's just going to kind of hum to himself. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. The 3 best friends.
So quick rundown. We'll rest. We'll get up in the morning. We'll plan. I think priorities are we scry on Thandril, find out where he is. We get to him as quick as possible. And we prepare a few ways to stick him into the Feywild.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
All right. Think about it, and we'll rest.
Okay. You guys take a long rest.
And we're level 18.
I
Good
can
job,
press the
guys.
button.
Just like that. You're still level 17. You take a long rest. We will pause there. We will go to our other group and see what they're going to do about the makings of the wild hunt around them. You're surrounded a head elf or tall goblin. It's hard to tell which comes up and he's got this spear, and there's tons of 29 others are kind of surrounding you. He points his spear right at the biggest one of you. So Ugluk, state your business here in the Feywilds.
You tell me your name, horseman, and I shall tell you mine.
My name is Huvar. Now tell me your business or become another casualty of the hunt.
God, Ugluk's got nothing to lose.
Damn it. Wait! Horseman man! Get the spear!
I'm an elf, not a man. But yes, what is
Okay.
your name? little
Man.
one?
I'm Finn. Would you like a drink? Makes the hunt more fun.
It does. Are you a hunter?
I can hunt.
Well, we hunt pretty well, and I guess we'll
Can I make a suggestion though?
take a drink before we see what happens to you. Yeah. You make a suggestion to DM, or
Yeah, I'm. No. This is straight to him. I pour him some rum, and
he doesn't get off the horse. He's just like waiting for you to walk over and give it to him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I walk over and climb the horse and give it to him.
Tasty, easy now.
That thing that you just pointed the spear at, it's a pretty good hunter. You should just be aware of that. We showed up here. We walked through a portal. We thought we were going somewhere else. And now we're here. I think we're going to do something cool eventually, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. So can you just let us, slide on by here and we not have a fight that will lead to multiple casualties? Probably on both sides.
He'll pause at the hearing that you guys came through a portal, and you'll kind of see him think for a little bit. Well, visitors to our realm, what hosts would we be if we did not provide you an escort? And he'll look at Ugluk. I meant no offense, oh great hunter. Take that however you will. But why don't you follow us to you looks like you've been traveling in the wilderness for a day or so. Why don't you follow us to some warm lodging, some good drink, lovely tunes, and even lovelier women?
This feels like a trap. Ivan, is this a trap?
I'll do an insight check on the lovely women comment.
All right, do an insight check.
Look, what do we do?
I am rolling hot
Ugluk
today.
shrugs.
That is a 4.
Um,
Wait, insight?
yeah.
Oh wait, that's a 10.
Women, men, there are obviously lovely people wherever you're going.
Mike did the Hangover movie, so I mean,
I'm pretty sure I know a guy in this, but I just can't seem to put my finger on it. I'm pretty sure he was important, but I just can't remember the last time I was in the Feywild. It might have been loose in here.
What?
I think that's it.
I don't know who that is, but I know that there are many important people in the Feywild, and where we're going, there are certainly quite a few. So perhaps that will help jog your memory. And he'll kind of snap his fingers. He's just going to assume that you guys are going to do what he said. The rest,
They all have weapons.
oh yeah, they're armed to the teeth.
Yep.
Sounds
good, fellow traveler.
Roughly, 10 on one side, 10 on the other, 5 behind you, 5 in front, and they kind of slowly begin marching. Some of them riding, some of them marching very slowly, and no one's pointing at you or anything, but they're kind of nudging you along, and you soon come to a road. And before we go to anywhere else, you guys want to do anything as you're walking along, or talk about what's going on?
Finn. Ugluk's gonna make this worse for us, isn't he?
No, he's probably gonna keep us alive.
He's gonna keep us okay. But he looks a little dead in the eyes, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we all agree completely. He's a little dead in the eyes.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Well, hopefully I find this guy that I meet in this town.
Okay.
I don't know what he looks like. I can't put. He's.
Maybe we should introduce Ugluk to one of these beautiful women.
Yeah. I think so too. I think. Wait, do we know he's got a? Does he have a kid? Do we know if Ugluk has a kid?
I don't know. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you know. I don't know who knows.
Was there a note saying he ran off with some woman?
Chris, help us out here. I don't think anyone knows anything, right?
No, when I disappeared, I didn't go off with a woman.
He went off to train his mind.
There was a woman that was pining after him when he
There
disappeared.
was a woman that was pining after him, but I don't know if that was.
Yeah, I didn't go off with her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went off. I can't remember what. I went off to find out information about the vampire we were hunting or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. I think you know what. I think we just ask them and see if we could get back and maybe find. I can't believe I'm saying this. Get back to your brother as soon as possible.
Sounds like a good plan. Yeah, he's a pretty solid guy.
Well,
I mean, unlike everybody in our party.
Oh,
He's
solid,
a really solid guy.
Okay, yeah. Nope, I agree. You can't. When you touch him, it stops. It doesn't go right through him. He's pretty solid.
All right, we will pause that as you guys march on to places unknown. Sigmund, Scarlet, and Balar, you wake up, refreshed, healed, still level 17. What's your plan?
Cry on Landrel?
Well, I was kind of thinking, should we go to him or should we goad him into coming to us?
I don't know. Whatever you guys think is the best course of action, just know that there's going to be a ton of people around him that can protect him if he's... Well, I mean, I guess he could just bring them with him, but...
Balar, do you still have the crown?
Yes.
Can I see it? I'm not going to put it on.
You can, Sigmund. And Balar's going to pull the crown out the bag. He's going to pull the crown out. Just kind of hold it in his hand and just say, Sigmund, I still trust you. He's going to hand it to Sigmund.
Okay. I'm going to set it in front of us. I'm going to say, how much do we know about this thing? What all can it do? What do you know?
I don't know anything about it.
Balar?
The couple of times that I put it on, I've heard Thandril, but I also talked to someone that was in the crown. An old, from what I've taken in, DM can correct me here, an old king of Eranor, the Palantir, who I talked to a couple of times, and he did give me some advice about some things, but I would consider him a friend. But those who put the crown on do have a bond, and whoever's put the crown on can communicate with those who have put the crown on in the past.
Has anybody else that we know put on the crown?
I'm pretty sure your brother one time put it on and said, "What did you say when you put it on? Look at me," or something.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Yeah, something. Look at me, I'm the king, or something, and then
Okay.
took it immediately off.
Well, okay, that's good to know. So, if we need to, we could try to reach them that way. Okay.
I think
Ivan also
had it
definitely
on.
put it on. Yeah.
Was it Ivan or Loose?
It was definitely Loose who had it on.
I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. That's.
But now I'm
question.
one person, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, so should we bait him into us? Or do we go to him?
Well, I don't want to put these people in danger, so I don't know if we would necessarily do it here. But do you have a location that you would want to lure him to?
That's a good question. Because if we lure him to us, we can maybe try and set an ambush, try and trick him, grab him real quick, and get him to the Feywild. If we go to him, we're kind of fighting him on his turf.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we go to him, then he's gonna expect us for one, and two, we're gonna be at the worst end of the deal on that one. If we go to him,
I've pestered this dude a few times. I think I've gotten under his skin a little bit. I think he wants to, stomp us out. After what you did to him, after the shit I've talked, I think we can goad him into it. The question is, can he get here quick? We don't know, do we?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Well, hold on. I want to know a little bit more about this crown. I'm gonna cast Legend Lore on the crown.
What is Legend Lore?
Name or describe a person, place, or object. I'm going to pick the crown. The spell brings to your mind a summary of the significant lore about the thing you named. The lore might consist of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known.
Okay.
The more information you have about the thing, which we do have some, the more precise and detailed the information you receive is.
Okay. All right. You cast that spell, and your vision kind of blurs, and you see kind of shadow, like the what you were seeing before kind of fades away, and shadows appear, and images that you recognize and have seen before, or at least a few of them, appear, and you realize you're looking at the gods. You're looking at the lover, the stranger, the wanderer, the smith. You're looking at all of them, and they've all kind of got these different pieces. You're looking at the Summer Queen and the Winter Queen of the Feywild, and you watch as each of them kind of break off almost like an energy of themselves, and they're surrounded by this, or they're surrounding this pedestal, and on it sits the crown. The crown is nothing more than gold at this point. I mean, steel, right? I mean, it looks insignificant, and as they imbue it with some of their power, you understand that this is something that helps connects each of them to the realm of Eranor. It is like a tie that binds almost. Fast forward a little bit, your vision just, and you're watching them choose Palantir. You don't really get a ton of his backstory, but you're watching them basically place the crown on him. You're watching as those around him kind of grow old. You're watching him become stronger. You're watching him figure out he can do things that he wasn't once able to do. I guess you would figure out that the longer you wear this, the more feats you're able to do, the more feats you're able to get with your character, unrestricted by level. It's more about time. You watch as, apparently in secret, when no one else is around, and probably no one else would have this knowledge, that I'm not sure how it would appear in your mind, but the person wearing the crown is able to essentially transport him or herself to one of the other realms, to one of the other gods, in fact. I'm trying to think of what else you would get from that. I think you would see Thandril and Palantir and Goric up in the room, upper, cathedral of Corinth, talking. You would see Thandril betray Palantir. You would see him take the crown, put it on. You would see Goric fall to what would eventually, fall from the window, which would eventually lead him to create the Valdar. You would see Palantir figuring out some of these things. You would see him visiting gods, him talking with gods. You would see him visiting another place, a new place, talking to a being that you recognize face to face with, Vecna. You would see them begin to talk. You would witness essentially the corruption take hold, and then you would see that kind of worm its way into his mind. And then the next scene you would see would be a crow flying out of nowhere, swooping down. Was it a crow, Pilar? Yeah, taking it. And then kind of your vision goes back and you're back to where you are.
Okay, well that's helpful. Can I have been like holding their hands and they say the same thing too, so I don't have to explain it to them?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, I definitely think we can goad him into it.
Yeah.
Surely he has some way, some minion that can teleport him to us. The question is, how do we goad him in?
You have your crown. Don't you want it back?
It's one way. I think we lead him into an ambush. We set a trap. Balar, you put on the crown. And you call out to Finn. Say, hey, I'm all alone. This is the only way I thought I could reach you. Maybe he takes the bait.
Maybe. And then we grab him and go to the Feywild?
Yeah, we'll grab him.
Also, too, knowing Thandril as little as I do, but who wants to rule a broken world? What does he have to look forward to if he gets the crown?
He is arrogant enough to think he can fix it.
Hopefully. Either that or, like you said, maybe the anger will push him to us.
Usually when people lose great power, they'll do anything to get it back.
We've destroyed everything that he has. He's going to want us.
Alright, so how do we contain him when we bring him here?
Aren't you working on that?
Well, I could do like this little glyph thing. Because you said it's a fate, right?
Yeah. The best I have is some salt across the door. Supernatural reference.
Yeah, I get that.
Sam and Dane, we love you.
I can make this like symbol on the ground, and it's really imperceptible. And once he triggers it, I can do different things to him. I can hurt him. I can kind of make him go insane, or I can try and get him to fall asleep.
Yeah.
We're going to pause there because it's late, and we can pick up that discussion in just a little bit, or next week. We are going to go to our other group who has been marching steadily onward until they do, in fact, come to the Feywild. I think I have the Feywild, which is crazy. This is a horrible map, but we'll put it up here. They do, in fact, come to this section in the middle here. And they come to the castle of Anduin, the Large Father. You guys are marched in. So Finn, Ugluk, and Ivan are kind of marched in through the front door. It's hard to tell if you're distinguished guests or prisoners at this point, but you are marched in, surrounded by, you hear chants of or sounds of entertainment, of music, of revelry. It appears that you're here at a time of celebration or communion or something, but there appears to be more people here than would normally be here, as everything is really busy. Do you guys want to do anything as the goblins and half elves and other fey creatures kind of get off their horse? Huvar walks over and kind of ushers you your chambers so you can prepare for a night of revelry, and he is kind of wanting you guys to follow him as he leads you on. Do you guys want to do anything? You want to talk? Do you want to figure out what's going on, or just follow along? Just fine with me.
Just follow along.
Yeah, I think we're just following along because we're so discombobulated right
Okay.
now.
He leads you to some what appear to be rather nice, up a couple stairs, down a couple halls, rather nice digs, as it were. But it's just one room, a couple different, basically twin beds, a couple wardrobes, fire. He leads you in there and says, please make yourself comfortable. We'll come get you when the time is right. And with that, he closes the door. You all distinctly hear a lock, and you are locked in. Now what do you guys do?
I check the door.
Well,
It's locked.
Are there any windows in this room?
No.
There's a fire?
I go to kick the door automatically.
There is like a fire pit, yes.
It's a pit. There's no chimney.
No, there is no chimney. What there is you look up, there's a very, very small hole with bars around it in the ceiling. The smoke is slowly traveling up. Give me you go to kick the hug, like immediately goes to kick the door. Give me a strength check.
It sucks. $21.
With a 21, it's dented and it kind of caves in, but it doesn't budge all the way. But you definitely probably could do. You realize one more good kick will get this thing off its hinges.
I kick it again.
Okay, give me another strength.
Oh, that's worse.
How
20.
much worse?
20.
Oh, yeah. 2 raging kicks from Ugluk as just as this guy has kind of walked away, and Ivan realizes kind of they're sort of kind of trapped, and he's looking around. Ugluk just runs forward. Bam, bam. The door falls off his hinges. Fairly loud clanging echoes along the hall. You realize that you guys, where you're at, can't really hear the sounds of the revelry going on, and you're no longer locked in your place, and somebody may or may not have been to their door being broken.
I want to poke my head out and yell, "Gotta do better than that!" And then I'm gonna go and sit down in a chair in the room.
Okay. Huvar, who hadn't gotten very far away, comes back and he looks at the door. He's like, that was just as much for your protection as ours. We don't know you. I don't know you. Our guests don't know you. You don't know our guests. We'd prefer to keep everyone cordial here. This is certainly not cordial. Laws of hospitality and all.
Not very hospitable to lock me in a room.
I don't know you. This seems like a obvious precaution. Now I've got to find a new room with a better door.
I don't know you, so maybe we'll be leaving.
Well, certainly wouldn't want that. All right, stay here. No door. That's fine. You can go about your business. Do as you are. Explore. The castle is yours. And he'll kind of smile and back away and begin to walk away. Now what do you do? You guys are there. Do you want to wait until someone comes and gets you? Do you want to go do something?
I'm still sitting in the chair.
Finn and Ivan, what are you guys doing?
Exploring, just kind of looking around, seeing if there's anything cool, like Feywild, like
Stuff.
Decor. Yeah,
Make an investigation check.
that's big 3 there, my guy.
Okay. I mean, you get some quirky stuff, right? It's the Feywild. Things randomly kind of changing color every now and then. There's a lot of magic in this place. Like magic is natural in this place, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
So you get a lot of that. You don't get anything pertinent to help you figure out, like, hey, where am I? Who's running the show here? Were we actually prisoners, or were they just actually being precautious? Taking precautions. You don't get any of that.
Okay.
Ivan, what are you doing?
I think I'm just sitting down and just like wondering to myself. I'm like, this all seems so oddly familiar, but I just can't put, my finger on it.
Okay.
It just seems like thing. I'm like, those goblins look a little bit like Boblin.
Just can't.
And I just can't put my finger on it.
Can't quite place it, can you? All right. You guys all are kind of just investigating your surroundings. You're sitting there. You're sitting there for quite some time, actually, before Huvar, looking much more dressed for a proper night of entertainment, comes in and says, all right, who's ready to have some fun? Follow me. And he leads you on. He walks you down the hall into an open banquet hall, rather small for what you would imagine with the size of this castle. And the remaining group that you were with, the remnants of the Wild Hunt, are all there. And you can see that they are all still armed, and the door closes behind you. And as Huvar walks in, he gestures to you 3 and says, our night of entertainment. And you guys are clearly supposed to be the entertainment. And with that, we will call it for the night and pick up there next week.